Well, good morning, lovely ladies and gentlemen. It has been a hot minute since I've had a chance to visit with you, and I hope you are doing well. There are seasons of hiddenness, and there is the fortress of solitude. I hope everybody is doing well. I know it's been a hot minute. Angela and I have been faithful to do our marriage mindset mastery, and it's time for me to come back and speak again. Today's theme will be short and sweet. We are the problem, and He is the solution. I could end it with that, really, and you can think about that and focus on the capitalization of the letter H and the word He and put it together, and yet it is my desire today to take the complicated and make it simple, and to take the ethereal and make it practical, and to take disharmony, disruption, disunity, and division, and birth out of that unity, hope, and a belief that things can be better. Zig Ziglar, my mentor, used to say something very interesting when he would go speak at crowds from time to time, and he would say, how many of you, by a show of hands here today, would agree and could say that there is one single decision that you could make today that would absolutely, positively change your life dramatically for the worse? Let me ask you that question again. As my mentor Zig Ziglar would, how many of you, by show of hands, in this auditorium when he would speak, would agree with me and say that there is one decision, you can make one decision, one simple decision that would absolutely, positively, unequivocally, dramatically, completely change your life totally for the worse? And everybody would giggle and raise their hand. Well, yeah, Zig, everybody's one decision away from being in jail, or one decision away from a divorce, or one decision away from destruction, or one decision away from a car accident. We have the power to choose. And he would then follow up by saying, well, by your own admission, because you realize you're one simple decision away from changing your life dramatically for the worse, then by the nature of that question, you are one decision away, just one decision away from absolutely, positively, unequivocally changing your life dramatically for the better. And ladies and gentlemen, that is what I will pose to you today. I will say something I've never said in over the 3,000 videos that I've created over the last 5 years, and that is this. The problem isn't color, the problem is sin. And it comes in every color. Sin defined as missing the mark. Missing the mark. Is the Bible boring to you? Is church ridiculous to you? I feel you. I completely feel you, and I don't judge that at all. I have such compassion for folks who feel that way. And so here's what I would like to do. I will give you the cliff notes of the entire Bible in 2 sentences. That's it. And I'm not even going to make it up. I'm going to steal it from Jesus. And he said this: love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength. Number 1. And love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and the commandments rest on these 2 statements. Love God, love people. Period. End of story. Well, there's a lot of, I don't want to hear any of your stupid excuses. I don't want to hear any of my stupid excuses. Well, I don't understand. Well, okay. Like Zig Ziglar used to say, I don't think people who have a problem with the Bible are really worried about what they can't understand. I think they're worried about what they do understand. And they may not be able to fulfill that. The problem is sin. All of us are sinful. I am the chief of which. All of us miss the mark. All of us miss the way. All of us have that part in our soul that is a God-shaped hole that can't be filled by anything else, guys. It can't be filled with money. Can't be filled with sex, drugs, rock and roll, success. It can't be filled with things that anesthetize. It's why people anesthetize. It's why people are hurting. It's why people are on medication. Because everybody's trying to fill that God-shaped hole with something other than Him. Because mainly They have a perception of him that comes from somebody that said they knew him, that treated them badly, hurt them, molested them, really messed them up and hurt. And so they just say, if that's what a person who walks with God is like, I don't want anything to do with it. Trust me, I get it all. And yet, he's not like that. Unconditional love. And you see, the problem is, if you take an empty cup, you can't take an empty cup and give others a drink. Nobody can take a drink from an empty cup. So everybody's trying to manufacture doing the right thing and disciplining themselves to do the right thing. But you can be sitting down on the outside and standing up on the inside and have an internal conflict because it's just not in agreement. For you to truly be able to make a difference in another person's life, ladies and gentlemen, you have to have the good Lord make a difference in your life. And if you're not letting the Lord make a difference in your life, then you are going to exercise self-will and self-discipline to the best of your ability, being a good person, pushing, but you're not really going to have that river of living water that can flow out of you, an overflow of his love for you, so that you can love him back and therefore love other people. It ain't an issue of color. It ain't an issue of anything other than sin. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry to say it. It is what it is. These aren't my words. This is the Bible. Well, I know you believe this, and I know you believe that, and we all have different beliefs, and I do too. And I thought Christians were a bunch of psychopathic, idiot, hypocrites. Probably still a whole lot of them are. You can then go make a difference in someone else's life. And guess what? You can't store it up. You got to go to the fountain every day. You got to have that cup filled every day. You get filled in the morning so that you can go pour out. So I'm ending with the way I began when Zig Ziglar would say to a crowd, would you agree with me by a show of hands that you can make one decision today? I can kind of see me. There we go. Okay, I appreciate y'all still being here. I am about to give up on this. Zig Ziglar, I'm going to end the way that I started. He would say, by a show of hands, how many of you can say unequivocally that there's just one decision you can make today that would absolutely, positively, dramatically transform your life for the worse? And everybody would raise their hand. And he would say, then by your own admission, that means you're one decision away from absolutely, positively, and dramatically changing your life for the better. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. Are you ready to make that decision? Are you ready to surrender? Are you ready to give your life to the one who gave you life so that you can be filled and therefore go fill other people? You're one decision away from absolutely, dramatically changing your life for the better. Have a great day, guys.